ActionSA has laid a complaint of bribery against 2 people after councillors from the party were allegedly offered money to vote with the ANC-led coalition in Tshwane recently. The party's Khosimang claims that the people sent by the Defenders of the People party promised him a salary, basically money that would be the sum of his wages for a year, if he voted for former Mayor Dr. Murunwa Makwarela to be elected. That is despite the party ordering its councillors to vote for the DA's mayoral candidate, Slayers Brink. Khosimang has outlined how all of this unfolded.
At first, I thought they were laughing, and then that's when they took a phone call the councillor and said, look, we briefed the councillor. The councillor doesn't really believe it. Can you please confirm? And the councillor on the other side of the phone confirmed. So I told them I was doing the party line, and I am not going to entertain it. So they said to me, no, just sleep on it. They told me.
Let's talk more about this with ActionSA's Gauteng chairperson, Funzi Ngobeni. Mr. Ngobeni, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Are you able to give us the names tonight of the individuals behind this attempt to bribe your councillor?
Yeah, good evening, Tembekile, and good evening to the viewers. Look, I think the councillor was quite clear with us that this bribing was from the councillor of the Defenders of the People. And there's only one representative of that organization in council, and his surname is Mukoni, and his first name is Sipo. So we do know that that's the individual that tried to get our councillor to forget about his responsibility to the resident of Tshwane and wanting him to take money instead.
And I understand Mr. Khosimang was approached at a Shisanyama where he was basically socializing. Does he know how he was identified? Did they spot him while they were there? Does he think he was followed perhaps so that the offer would be made in such a public space, no less?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite scary to actually think about it when he was narrating this to us. He didn't give anyone his location, and he doesn't know these people from a bath of soap. And when they arrived, obviously it was on a pretense that they are also, customers or people that were coming to have their meals there. But the conversation then, that they had, which was more political, then turned into a bribery negotiation, and he could only confirm that indeed these people were serious about their activity when they then called the councillor himself and put him on the speaker and said please know that those people have a mandate from me, from us. I gather that he was not working alone, because Defenders of the People with one councillor, where will they get the 2 million rand, and where will they get even the influence to just say all those kind of things and promising people 2 million rand salary that you will have lost by voting with them.
So this councillor, Mr. Sipo Mukoni, who you allege was involved in this, was he the PR councillor that was at the Shisanyama, or was he the person who was put on the phone to make the proposition?
He was the councillor that was put on the phone. The 2 people that were in council were runners, basically, that were sent to follow where our councillor was and eventually make this offer to him. And that's the nature of politics that we're seeing currently now, which really needs to be condemned by all of us.
So, given everything that's happened, do you think that more than one member of your coalition, as far as the councillors were concerned, was actually approached?
Yeah, no, look, we are of the view that there's more people. Remember the first council meeting where this emerged, where we lost the votes by eight votes, which demonstrated that 8 people voted against the coalition. And we believe that it's more than It's more people that what is actually scary as well, Tembegile, is that people like Khosimang, who rejected the offer, will be the one that will come forward. Those that will have taken the money, they will remain faceless, and we have to do the work of doing our investigation and getting to the bottom of it up until we are able to identify them. And we are going to do so without fail.
But do you have tangible proof, sir, of the attempted bribery? Is there something that you can hand over to police as proof? A recording, photos, perhaps a conversation?
No, we'll definitely rely on the prowess of our South African police and their investigators, to do the work. We will give them all the information that they need in terms of names of people that we think are involved, and we'll really rely on them to assist us to track these people and to question them, and eventually to bring them to book. We don't have any recording that we have submitted, and we opened a case, and we are asking the law enforcement agencies to investigate, and we hope that they'll be able to get to the bottom of it, Tembekile.
And would I be right to say at this point you're going on the voice of your councillor, Khosimang, I beg your pardon? Is that all you have to go on in this case?
Absolutely. That's what we are relying on him. I mean, he when he told us this information, and the first thing that we said was, can you put this under oath? Can you do an affidavit to confirm that what you are telling us before we even go public about this? And he was glad to do so, and all that what he told us, he repeated it today in front of the police, and we now hoping that the law enforcement will do their part. This pattern of bribing of councillors is becoming a norm, and I think an example needs to be made. At some point, people need to be arrested so that we can be able to eventually curb this, because it's democracy that is now being threatened here, and we can't allow that to happen.
But you're going to have a tough case ahead if all you have to work with is the word of one councillor versus 2-3 people who may very well just deny it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We are aware of that. We are aware that these people will defend themselves. And we have done what we could. We have put it out there. We have given it to the law enforcement, and for them to do investigation. And if they happen to win their case based on the evidence that they think that we don't have, or that the police will not have been able to trace, we will have done our part, and we will have reported this. We will have ensured that we give the law enforcement agencies all the information that we had. So we will be comfortable to move ahead, but we hope that at some point, investigations on these issues will really take a serious curve, where even specialized unit of some sort that is there in the SAPS can be brought in, and we can deal with these matters in a serious way.
Let's come back to the Tshwane Council itself. You lost out this week. Your candidate had been put forward by the DA-led coalition for the role of Speaker. You lost that vote in the main because your partners, the DA, decided that they were going to allocate numbers to their councillors, which would then be used to catch out any traitors, so to speak. But those ballots have now been declared spoiled votes because they would have been used to identify a voter, which would go against basically the identity of a person, or revealing, I should say, the identity of a person in a secret ballot. What is your plan now going forward in Tshwane? Are you going to make peace with the fact that you're not going to get the speaker seat and go for mayor?
Yeah, the next vote that is coming to Mbekile is that of the mayor. And there is a council meeting tomorrow. We will go to that council meeting confident that we will emerge with a coalition mayor. But if it doesn't happen, then because of rogue elements that we still have in our caucuses, we'll have to come back at one particular point to rectify that.
But the
we don't
obsession,
believe
Mr.
that.
Ngobeni, pardon me, the obsession with finding what you call rogue elements has already cost you the Speaker's position. Is it not time for the coalition to move forward and strategize more clearly to avoid such blunders going forward?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, Temegile. We won't come back without having dealt with our own issues. We will fix ourselves. We will fix our own caucuses, and we'll come back stronger and united, and ensure that we are able to install candidates that are credible, that will be able to assist us to move Tshwane forward. So we will take our time, and we'll make sure that when we come back, we are able to, get the results that we desire.
You're taking over. You were appointed this week as the Gauteng chair for ActionSA after a very messy exit by Bongani Baloyi, who now there's been a very public spat. Opinions, comments made by your leader, Herman Mashaba, about him, calling him divisive, toxic, etc. He's gone. You're taking over. What kind of ActionSA would you say you've inherited? Is it true that it was basically limping in Gauteng?
We do have a lot of work to do, and I'm already on it. Since my appointment, I've been crisscrossing, our regions, engaging with our volunteers and our members, with the absolute aim of preparing ourselves for the 2024 elections. Yes, there have been areas where we have not obviously moved as quick as we should, and we're going to amplify that. I think the spat, it's water under the bridge for us. Our focus is to ensure that we focus on launching our branches, having our activities on daily basis, so that we can be able to reach all South Africans in Gauteng and getting ready for elections, because that's the most important thing. And that's what we are focusing on now.
Right. Funzi Ngobeni, good to speak to you.